Hey folks, I highly doubt anyone is on at 12:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it is nasty. I right now have water surrounding my house. So there is water literally surrounding my entire house right now from the front and the back. You can see right out here. Check it out. This is in Florida, and it's nasty right now. Hurricane Helene is really flooding out this whole area. So right now this is in front of my house. You can see I got basically a lake in front of my house right now. I got tarps and everything set up. You can see right here, I got more tarps in front of the garage, just anything I could find. I took tarp material, I took Flex Seal tape, anything heavy to hold down the tarps. And I got more tarps over here, but Hurricane Helene is just, I got a lake in front of my house and in the back of my house. I'm basically an island right now. It's like knee deep out there by the road. And out here it's at ankle deep so far, but we still have a bunch more hours before high tide. So let me go to the backyard. You'll see how bad it is. I'm gonna dim the lights so I don't disturb my neighbors and stuff because I got a really bright dive light. So just a second, I'm gonna turn the lights back on. But it is, you're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe it. Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera so you see what I see. You can hear the splashing. So this is the back of my house. Look at this. There's water all the way up to my back of my house, and look at all the bugs and spiders trying to get away. It is crazy. This is nuts. Look at this. There's water all the way to the back side of my house right now. The water is supposed to be below that dock, that's my boat lift, and there's supposed to be water below that dock by a foot or two at least. And it is this high. I mean, this is my back of my house. This is crazy. I did use Flex Seal tape and like plastic material. I gotta keep my dive light wet, otherwise it overheats. It's 33,000 lumens, so it gets pretty hot. This, by the way, shout out to Big Blue. My dive light's becoming very useful. So yeah, I put plastic tarping and Flex Seal tape to seal up the door. But basically that direction is the direction where the water is getting pushed in from, and then that direction is a dead end. I'm actually surprised that that boat hasn't floated off the lift yet. There's a boat over here, a big World Cat catamaran, that I'm surprised hasn't floated off the lift. I mean, this is my dock down here. I mean, if I step down there, I'm gonna be like waist deep. I'm not going over there. But there you can see the Barbie sailboat that my daughter and I are working on for a future product, or project, I should say. So yeah, in a future video, you'll hopefully see that if it doesn't float away. But I literally chained it to the palm tree, and then I took another chain and chained up some other items. So, I mean, I got a kayak rack on the side of the house. You can kind of see that there's a big tow strap over it. So that's where all the kayaks are. But yeah, this is our paradise, not so paradise. I don't know what you want to call it. That steak right there was from 7 p.m. So from 7 p.m. to midnight, basically, that's what it's done. It's gone that far, and it's still climbing for another few hours, it says, because we still got high tide coming in. Earlier in the day, the wind was really bad, but basically we're on the back end of hurricane. Oh gosh, that scared me. I thought it was like a stingray or something. Oh, God, it scared the crap out of me. It was just a palm frond. But Hurricane Helene had basically, as it was passing us, the wind got really strong. Then we ended up on the backside of you know, the tail of Hurricane Helene, and then we end up getting a bunch of rain and the wind. But yeah, this is basically what we're dealing with right now. So if you guys believe in God, I would definitely appreciate some prayers, big time. Because my daughter right now, she's sleeping in the bedroom right there. We got the truck ready in the front in case we had to leave for any reason. But you can see all of the bugs and critters crawling on here. Look at this. Look at, there's worms even coming out. Look at all the worms coming out of the ground. There's worms everywhere. I don't do much. They look terrible. What kind are these? Oh, that's creepy. Ooh. What a muddy mess. When I go back inside, I rinse my feet off in the bathtub just because I don't want to get any nastiness. Gotta keep that dive light cool. This is the best dive light ever. Big blue dive light. I mean, you can see everything. I use this when I do the dives with the gators and we look for megalodon and mammoth bone fossils. If you haven't seen those videos yet, I don't know why. They don't get much views, but it's like the craziest things I've ever done in my life is diving in the gator infested waters for mammoth bones and for megalodon shark's teeth. But like those videos never get any views. That surprised me. And then all of a sudden some random video that all the views. Like it just doesn't make any sense. So we're in Cape Coral, Florida. So that's where we're at. Random J Adventures. And to the other 43 people that are watching, please say some prayers for just the whole entire Florida coast. I mean, this is nothing compared to what the people up north of us are going to get hit with. You think that this is bad, having water come up to your house? How about water over your house? The people, we already know how bad it can get because 2 years ago, Hurricane Ian flooded this house and destroyed it. We finally got back in it and we were able to, get it repaired. But they said it was supposed to be a 100-year flood. And now 2 years later, we have this right up against our house. It's a little bit scary. I don't know, I mean, they say it's a 100-year flood. So either we're incredibly unlucky or they aren't 100-year floods anymore. I don't know. You're in Vero Beach, East Coast side, stay safe. Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, this is our front yard, and the backyard is way worse. So, I mean, I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any fish swimming. I'm really surprised we haven't seen any fish swimming. If it was during the day, we probably would see them. It's probably hard to see them right now. Look how bright that dive light is. That dive light is awesome. Ugh. Don't actually shine in your eyes. Not smart to do. So far it looks like my tarp that's there is keeping out the This area here seems to be keeping water out of the garage. Carl Johnson. Yeah, we're in Cape Coral, Florida. So, we didn't even get that much of a direct hit. panhandle is. The panhandle is gonna get hit hard, like really hard. 2 years ago, Hurricane Ian flooded our house. We had water that was up to like here on the side of the house from Hurricane Ian. I mean, waves were crashing against it. The people in the panhandle are gonna get hit hard with, like, it could be over their roof. 10, 20 foot surge. It's hard to fathom, but it is gonna be bad for them on the coast in the panhandle. Yeah, it's, I mean, we basically got it easy. See this? This is what easy looks like for Hurricane Helene. I got water up against my house. And in the backyard, it's water up against my house. It's nasty. I mean, and we got 2 more hours before the high tide. So, I mean, I'm walking around the front of our house here. I got kayaks all strapped together and anchored, and I got big tow straps over the kayak rack to hold it in place. So this is the backyard. Look at, this is the backyard. And there's the back of my house. Oh, you want to see something fun? You want to see something fun? Boom, I just caught bait. Look at that, caught a crab. Look at, caught a crab. He was crawling on my screen. There's probably a whole bunch more crabs. Oh my goodness, the spiders that are on my screen. That is horrible. Oh, there goes the crab. Oh man, the amount of spiders and how big the spiders are, I'm just disgusted. Like, this is creepy, creepy, creepy. They're all crawling to get out. Ugh. All of those little dots there are spiders. I didn't even know I had that many spiders hanging out in my lawn. Yeah, sheep's head bait. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this is my backyard. So I have a kayak rack there on that side. That's the back door to our house. And then, you know, we would walk down this sidewalk, which is right here, and we would go to the dock. Now I'm not gonna go down there because I'll be way steep, but that's our dock. And so water is supposed to be below that dock by several feet. And if I step there now, I would be at like waist deep on me, and I'm 6'2". That's how deep it is. I did turn power off to the lift because I didn't want to, if I came out here, I didn't want to get electrocuted. Although it does have a GFI. But that's actually my kayak rack, or a kayak launch right there. So as I was saying earlier, so like these pilings right here, those pilings, I mean, they're pretty dang tall. That's where the captain's walkover dock is. And that's all almost underwater. And that little stake there is from 7 p.m. and that was supposed to be low tide for our normal tide cycle. And water was supposed to be way over there, not there. So yeah, we knew we were in trouble kind of when my low tide had water basically pushed in this far inland towards the back of my house. I mean, I knew that wasn't going to be good. But yeah, I've been staking the map is, that was 9 a.m. That was high tide, 9 a.m. Then this was 7 p.m. low tide. And now we're at basically 12:26 Eastern Standard Time, and water is up against the house. So if you're wondering how fast it can happen, this is not as fast as it can happen. I'm just gonna tell you that. This looks bad, and this is nothing. This is nothing compared to what it can be. Hurricane Ian was way worse. There was water almost up to those windows there on Hurricane Ian. And that's what the people in the Panhandle are likely gonna end up suffering with. So the people that live in the Panhandle, they're in big trouble. They're gonna need a lot of help, and hopefully you guys can send some prayers their way, because they're definitely gonna need it. I was looking to see if there was any other crabs and stuff or critters. I mean, it is just gross. All of the like spiders and worms and everything. I mean, worms don't gross me out. I mean, I use them for fishing, but still, it's gross seeing how much is on the screen. Like, I mean, these are all giant spiders. So you can see there, I chained up the boat and stuff to the palm tree. That's the Barbie themed sailboat that I'm building with my daughter. So shout out to Kirby Paints. Kirby Paints sponsored us with some pink paint to be able to paint that with. And we're still having to put some extra coats on it here. But we were waiting for the winter months to do it, just so that it would be a little cooler. But yeah, I wanted a project to do with my daughter. She's 5. Her name is Sailor, and that's the best part of life right there, is being a dad for me. So I'm just trying to make sure that she feels safe. So I've been securing up the outside of the house, and she's sleeping on our bed right now. Gross. This is so insane. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing any kayaking or anything. I mean, that would make for fun content, you know, but right now my wife is at another house. She is at her mom's place watching her mom's pets and stuff, and my daughter is currently in the house trying to sleep, so I'm not going to put myself at risk when my daughter then would be alone. So, but yeah, you know, it would be awfully tempting to try to, you know, kayak in this, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I ended up putting up a big tarp here in the front. I literally threw anything I could that was heavy on it, and so far that seems to be keeping the water out of this area. But I basically just used heavy plastic and everything that I could find that was heavy to weight down the plastic. And then I used the black stuff is Flex Seal tape. I tell you what, that stuff, that's an unplanned review. That stuff actually sticks to anything, and it sticks well. So like if you have flooding issues, get yourself some plastic and get yourself some Flex Seal tape, because that's pretty awesome. It's not the Flood one, because they have a Flood model of Flex Seal tape. It's not that one. It's just their standard Flex Seal tape. Climbing back in past my little barrier there. So yeah, we still got to wait it out for till about 2 a.m. It's 12:31. You know, the wind is still blowing, you know, the water this direction. It's blowing it into the canals. It's, you know, creating that surge. So we're not in the clear yet. But basically, I'm just trying to solve one problem at a time. So I've just been walking around the house. If I see an area that doesn't look like it's secured enough, I'm throwing more Band-Aids on it. That's basically it. I figure if I keep throwing enough Band-Aids and keep solving enough problems, then I get to keep my house. Yeah. This is the light I've been, by the way. This thing, beast. It's heavy. It gets hot though. It's meant to be underwater. It's a dive light. So far we still got power here, which is awesome. Shout out to All Electric Florida, my buddy down the street. He ended up hooking us up with a generator plug right before the storm. So if for any reason we lose power, I can possibly repower. Also, I have a video coming out where I built a solar powered generator. I built a very basic one. So I got all that stuff. I also got a whole bunch of, you know, I got a whole bunch of batteries, and I got inverters. I got a portable EcoFlow air conditioner. I got the Iceco fridge. So I got an Iceco fridge freezer that can run on those batteries and everything. So I got a whole bunch of stuff. Stay safe. Hello from Orlando. Hey, Lucy. Yeah. Yeah, I know. We still have power. It's crazy. I mean, it really is. It's absolutely crazy. Hey, Leonardo from Brazil. Awesome. I love the Brazilian people. My buddy Eduardo is there. An Autoboat. If you saw Autoboat, that product was born in Brazil. So I'm just reading some of your comments here. Yeah, I got kind of, you know, I got enough stuff. Oh, and in the garage, I'll show you the garage. It's a disaster, but I'll show it to you. Since we're doing like show and tell. So it's a disaster. Yeah, but basically I built a solar power generator on an appliance cart that I can just wheel around. And so it has like an inverter system. I can quickly connect solar panels to it. But it's like 2,500 watts. I got a big battery bank and I can add batteries to it really quickly. That's my air skiff. So I got that relatively ready. It's kind of barricaded here, but I purposely kind of had it here so that if it got really bad and we couldn't get to the vehicle, I could just open the door and we could basically get out on that. So that was kind of one of the game plans. But it's so weird looking out my window and seeing basically ripples, seeing like waves in my front yard. Like that's very bizarre. I don't know if you can see that. Not a lot of rain though. Like that's weird. Yeah, Nick, we are not getting a significant amount of rain right here. This is all wind and tide. So it's the naturally occurring tide and a large amount of wind that is just blasting at the wrong direction and pushing all of this Gulf Ocean salt water inland into the canals and basically into our neighborhoods. There's that much power that the hurricane, the wind is just pushing all the water into the canals, but we're really not getting a significant amount of rain. Around 5, 6 o'clock, we got some rain. That was like when we were hitting the peak, kind of some of the peak winds from the tail of the hurricane. But the thing is, the hurricane is still way north of us now, and we're still getting the high winds, and we're still getting it pushing water in, which is just crazy. This is a beast of a hurricane. It is massive. I mean, it's not necessarily the fastest, highest winds, but the cell of it is just huge. I mean, it takes up like the whole entire state of Florida, it seems like. It's crazy. You can't outrun it. You know, they think that movie Tornadoes is cool, and that cowboy guy, you know, on there and everything, you know, and they're chasing tornadoes. They ain't cool. Chase a hurricane. That's like next level. So I just keep eyeballing. I'm like almost like paranoid here. I just keep eyeballing, trying to see if the water line is moving inland yet. Like if it's moving more closer to this door. I'm just trying to get a good gauge for, you know, how I basically can't sleep. Like I'm just too scared to sleep, and I'm gonna have nightmares of like waking up and there'd be water all around my bed or something. And then I have to grab my daughter and we have to figure out where we're going. You know, we got the truck right there, you know, and I got life jacket and boots at the door, you know, and everything. But, you know, if I wasn't here, we would have a flooded house. Like we would have water in the house. So, you know, evacuating would have just led to months and months of us trying to repair the house and me lose my damn mind. So it's like, what do? You know, they say evacuate, but it's like, I knew it wasn't going to be as bad as Ian, but I sure as heck didn't think I would be basically living on an island and have the water up to my door. I didn't think it was going to get that bad. We're in Cape Coral, Florida, Gabriel. So I didn't think we would get it that bad. Yeah, I mean, there's just water everywhere around this house. So this video will get uploaded, and then you guys can rewatch it too. But I had a little bit nicer camera out, and just almost for history's sake and me being able to remember how bad the storm got, so that if there's another storm and I see what the metrics are on it, I can make more informed decisions. I took nicer video with a bigger camera and better lens, and I've been filming this whole entire day showing this stuff. So sorry if I'm mumbling and rambling, but you know, my brain is kind of shot. It's 12:39 and I've been working outside on my own trying to keep water out of my house. So God, this is terrible. Thank you, Gabriel. Now, Leonardo, in Brazil, you guys had a massive flooding though. You guys in Brazil, they had like a crazy like rainstorm or something that flooded like tons of cities. I mean, it's kind of scary what this weather is doing lately. So I'm back inside it for now, and then I'll just keep peeking out there periodically. Hey, Matthew. So yeah, we're in Cape Coral, Florida. I look pretty bad right now. I'm just like exhausted. I've just been trying to keep water out of my house. Strong winds and rain on and off. We still have electricity. Oh, okay, well, that's good. And Gio Perez. Hey. Yeah, so, I mean, this is my house. It's kind of messy right now. It's disheveled. It's freshly remodeled from the last hurricane that flooded. You know, this house never flooded. It was 1960s home. it never flooded until 2 years ago. And then it got hit by Hurricane Ian. And then now it has water 2 years later around it again. Have I heard from Ali? I bet you're saying Ali X. So Ali X Folgier, yes, I have heard from him. Him and I, in the next few days, we're supposed to be going to Tampa to a boat show together, along with Tiny Boat Nation. But I have a feeling that we are getting stormed out and that we will not be able to attend because I imagine the event is probably canceled because Tampa was going to get 8 foot of storm surge. And ours was, I think, 5, maybe 7. I don't know. So I imagine that Tampa in that area of the convention center, that convention center might even be used as a shelter. So probably they will not, we probably won't be going there. So, so like this is a look at Cape Coral. You can see all the blue. These are all canals. So Cape Coral has 400 miles of canals. It's basically like a little Venice, Italy. So we live in one of these canals, and basically this area down here is where the Gulf is, and the wind is pushing the Gulf water up into this area here and into these canals. It's just not allowing the water to naturally flow back out. So, you know, when you typically have low tide, the water's flowing back out. And then when you have high tide, the water had flowed in. Well, basically everything is just staying high tide. And it's yeah, not good. So yeah, we live in one of these canal areas basically, and all of that wind from the hurricane is just pushing the water in. And so if we have a high tide, we have a super high tide. And if we have a low tide, we basically just, it didn't go low. It just kept filling up, just slower. So yeah, it's terrible. It sucks. It sucks a lot. My dog. Ugh, this is Roxy. She's been struggling too because you usually let your dog go outside to go to the bathroom. And she's having like anxiety attacks. So yeah, it's not fun. But you know, it's something, it's something we knew can happen living here, but we didn't think we'd be getting hit with it this often like this. I mean, they say 100-year flood. Well, you know, 2 years ago, we just dealt with Ian and there was water all in this house. That's why the house looks kind of newer, is because we had a remodel 2 years ago from Hurricane Ian. Now, 2 years later, I'm trying to keep water out of this house. So I'm kind of wondering, you know, they say it's a 100-year flood, but bull crap. Because it doesn't seem like a 100-year flood to me if I'm getting water this close to coming back in again. I don't know. Now, maybe I can count my blessings that it's not another Ian, but still, I mean, I didn't think we'd get water this close to coming inside the house. This is the back door of the house. So I got plastic laid here, and then I got plastic basically on the outside, sealing up all around it. And then I have Flex Seal tape on the outside to kind of help seal. So that's kind of what we got going on there. I have a Wise Cam. There's a Wise Cam actually sitting right there, and it's aimed at the door so that if we had to leave, I could possibly see, you know, where the water level is if we were away. I also have another camera on a flagpole that's out there, and it's solar powered and cellular, so that it doesn't rely on the power. You know, if the lights go out here, that camera can still keep running. And then we could evacuate and we could still see what's going on at the house. So, God, I cannot get over that. I mean, I look out there, look at, you can see the water moving past my house. It's almost like my house is a boat. Look at that. That is my front yard. There is no canal there. That is my front yard. and it looks like I'm on a boat. It looks like the water is just moving past the front of my house. Like, this is crazy. Like, I cannot get over that. There is literally just like current. I need a really, really big auto boat, GPS motor, mounted on my house. I have to laugh because if I don't, I'd probably cry. This just sucks. So yeah, I got mop buckets ready just in case it came in. And then I don't even actually know what I was gonna do with it. Probably try to throw the mop water down the drain of the tub. I don't know. So I got 59 people tuning in. So anyone else in Florida, how are you guys doing? I'm gonna grab my light again and I'll give you another peek out there again. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness, I think we got good news. I think we got good news, guys. Oh my goodness, the water. It's receding. It's receding. The water was up here and now it's here. At least in the front yard so far. It's not highly noticeable. I mean, because it still looks like a freaking disaster, guys. But it's 12:48 and the water is no longer up here. Like, this was all soaking wet. Like, the water was pooled up here. And now the water is back, I don't know, a good 4 or 5 feet. I'm gonna go to the back side of the house. Look at all of my muddy footprints. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. The water, it's retracting. I think it's retracting. It is. Guys, it's backing up. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for your prayers, guys. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, guys. I could just cry. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's retracting. The water's definitely retracting. They said low tide, or the tide change was supposed to happen, you know, if not for another hour or two, but it's definitely receding. It's 100% receding. Guys, I'm not gonna get water in my house. I just didn't want my little girl to deal with that again. That sucked. It sucked a lot. It really sucked. Oh, thanks, Leonardo. Thank you. Oh man, I'm so happy. It's going back. The water is definitely receding. Because this was all moved. Like, all that water was way over there, and now it's definitely receding. Thank you so much, Leonardo. Oh, don't worry about the bad English. I can't speak Portuguese very well, and I'm co-owner in Auto Boat, so I need to learn Portuguese, and then I need to get down there and fish on the Amazon. Yeah, the water is no joke. It's been receding in Clearwater too. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that it would be receding for them sooner than us. Like, it hasn't, it literally just started receding, but it's noticeably receding because that water there was up to about the cap of that foundation there and about to go into the lanai. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's going down. I'm so happy. But thank you for everyone that said some prayers, and whether you're praying for my family or for the other families around, they're still gonna need prayers though, like definitely. So, and thank you again, Leonardo. I greatly appreciate that. So, yeah, I mean, and the great thing too is, you know, if we're in good shape, then hopefully we can help out other people. You know, if it's hard to help out other people if your house is, you know, a flooded mess. You know, it's kind of like, you know, being on a plane. You got to put the mask on yourself first sometimes. But I'm absolutely shocked. I did not think that when I walked in the backyard that it was going to be receding. It was not supposed to do that according to the news and the charts. It wasn't supposed to do that for another, you know, at least hour. Oh my goodness. The hospital is the parking garage. So I actually work for a hospital as well. One day a week, I'll work at a hospital, a vascular nurse. Many people don't know that about me. So I'll probably have to check in with the hospital. Just I'm PRN also, but I'll have to check in them and see. You know, maybe some of my colleagues, maybe their homes didn't turn out as well. Oh my gosh, just mud. Oh my gosh, it's still going to be a mess, but we're not going to have water in the house. There's not going to be any water in the house. Guys, it's literally down to, it is down to just inches, a few inches of water getting in our house. Like, that's how close it got. It literally got down to inches. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I did not think it was going to be this close of a call, but this is pretty crazy. Yeah, it's been receding because all this water was all the way up to here, and I was concerned with it getting into there, so I put that weird tarp mess there to try to keep the water out, and now it's receded about 15 feet. So I guess I'm gonna end this video here because it's receding, it's getting better. But this is Cape Coral, Florida. The time is 12:54 Eastern Standard Time, and this is a Southwest Florida canal area. Yes, I understand barefoot is not safe. Power line going down. Yeah, well, if a power line goes down, I'm not safe even with shoes, because it's a lot. But I am rinsing off my feet in the bathtub. Biggest thing I'd be more concerned about would be cuts and you know, getting an infection. That's the biggest thing I'd be afraid of. Yeah, I mean, I work as a nurse. I've seen it. I did double check to make sure I didn't have any cuts, but still, I'm at risk of getting them. And you are right. You're right. Shouldn't do it. But I'm more thinking about my house and all that stuff. So, yeah. Well, thanks, John. Thanks. And bug come to the surface when flooded. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Normie, the bugs here, man, I didn't know I had that many bugs hiding around the perimeter of my house. I'm a little bit disturbed. I mean, those were some massive spiders. I mean, the spiders were huge. I'm just gonna quick rinse my feet off here in the bathtub. No, this is not an OnlyFans. Just gotta get all this crap off my feet. Yuck. They're all attacking it at once. So anyway, well, once again to the 50, 60, whatever, all the people that were watching, and to Leonardo out of Brazil, thank you for your support. Thanks for saying prayers for our family and for the Florida in general. And I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys can check up on maybe some other people, maybe a little further north. Yeah, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna have a mess to clean up outside, but we'll be okay. And maybe we can help out some other people. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I got an idea. Maybe I can help out people with, so there's an app called Upside. And when we refer people, we basically, whoever puts, the app saves you money on gas. And if you end up using it, you'll save money on gas, but then if you use our link, then it will create like a penny per gallon or something. So if a whole bunch of viewers do it, we can take that money and put that towards like buying generators and helping people. In our video descriptions, I think there are a link for that. And so maybe we'll take that money and we'll use that money from the channel to try to purchase supplies to help out people. And it doesn't cost you anything. In fact, it actually saves you money. It's an app that saves you money on fuel and groceries. So yeah, if you guys use our link to sign up to join the Upside app so you can save money on fuel and groceries, then we'll take that money of referrals and we'll see if we can purchase, generators or whatever we find that people are needing down here. So, because I can't tell you the amount of relief I have right now knowing that my house isn't gonna have water in it. So anyway, my little girl is sleeping in that room right now, and now I'm gonna go snuggle up. So you guys take care, and yeah, thanks. Bye.